From Colorado's news leader, this is 9 News Saturday Morning.
Well, with Wall Street nowhere near easy street, many Americans are at a loss as to what they should do with their investments. To talk with us a little bit about it now is financial planner Peter Tedstrom with Brown & Tedstrom to help answer those questions. Good morning, Peter. Thanks for stopping by.
Good morning, Sean.
So how long before these banks start lending to each other, first of all, before lending to us again?
Well, I think it's going to be a matter of starting to loosen up the credit system through the federal rescue plan that was initiated about a week and a half ago. As the toxic loans are taken off the books of these banks, they're going to have more liquidity and availability to loan to other banks and to us.
So is that a time frame of what, 3-6 months?
I think it's hard to say. I think we're going to start seeing things immediately, and it might be 3 months before we feel like that's a little looser, and it may be another 12 months or so before it's back to a more normal type situation.
We keep hearing time and again, be patient, don't change your strategy, ride it out with the 401ks. But for the retirees out there who don't have that time to ride it out, what is a good game plan for them? How long will it take for that money to come back, or what should they do in the meantime now for the next year or two?
Sean, I think that's a great question. I think you have to look at each individual retiree situation and look at their time horizon for when they need the money. They need it immediately. They ought to have some cash available, maybe a year or two worth of cash while these markets start to work themselves out. Long term, they've got to think about their own risk temperament and their long-term needs. If they're going to be needing a significant amount of capital in the relatively short period of time, they've got to have some cash. They've got to be well diversified, and they've got to make sure that they've got a combination of bonds, stocks, real estate, and so forth.
What if somebody wants to get crafty out there and say, you know what, I'm going to change plans here and look at getting in now and selling? Do you really find yourself penalized in the long run there, where you're not as good as they are on the market?
So you're saying you're wondering if people should be selling now or buying into the market?
Right, buying into the market right now.
I think it's an ideal time to start tiptoeing back into this market. On Monday, or last night or yesterday, the market dropped about 800 points on the open and then recovered up to about 60 points to the positive. We ended up down about 129 points, but we do look for periods of complete and utter uncertainty and fear to look for market bottoms, and we think a market bottom may have been reached as recently as yesterday.
And I want to get back to the credit crunch before you go. Just somebody who has a credit card out there. They're not worried about a home loan or an auto loan right now, but just has a credit card. What about our scores? How are they affected without us doing anything right now? You really need a better credit score.
Yeah, I think that people have to really watch their credit and their debt structure right now. I would not take any chances by making any late payments or trying to skip a payment. They've got to be very diligent and vigilant in keeping their credit scores and their credit situation as strong as they possibly can.
A lot to get through there. Peter Tedstrom. Peter, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean.